Today we're talking about 5 signs that your ex is miserable without you. But first, my name is Clay with ModernLove.life, where we help you get the great loving relationship that you're looking for without having to play mind games, without having to play hard to get, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you are not, because you deserve to be loved for the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. And if you agree with me, please do me a favor by hitting that thumbs up button for this video. It sends a clear message to the YouTube algorithm that these are pretty nice videos in your opinion, and that YouTube should show them to more people that might benefit from them. So help a guy out, hit that thumbs up button. And while you're at it, also think about subscribing to the channel if you are not already subscribed. That way you can get notifications when we post and upload new videos to the channel. Also, if you're interested, if you're on Facebook, we do have a Facebook group called The Connected Couple. You can go ahead and find a link for that down in the description box below this video. It's totally free to sign up for. I'll post things there as well too. You can connect with other people that watch these videos, or follow me. Go ahead and check it out if you're interested. If you're not interested, if you don't have a Facebook account, whatever, no worries, but there it is. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this video. So, your ex might actually be miserable after they broke up with you. They may have inadvertently, walked into a worse situation than maybe your relationship with them was. Sure, relationships are never perfect, and I'm sure that your relationship with them was, not perfect. I'm sure it had some great qualities, but I'm sure it was also less than ideal in certain aspects as well, too. And it's not uncommon for people to just focus in on the small little negative things and kind of forget all the great things that are there, and then they leave because of those negative things, and then they look back and they say, oh, oops, I didn't realize that, I'd be getting rid of the negative thing, but I'd also be missing out on all these other great positive things as well too. So let's get into how you can tell if your ex is miserable without you. So the first way, obviously, is if they have some sort of destructive behavior following the breakup. Doing things like drinking way more than they used to do, or doing drugs, or anything else that you might consider destructive. Okay, these are obviously signs of someone who's not super happy with their current situation, and these are obviously ways that you can tell that someone is dealing with their emotions in a less than healthy way. Really obvious. You probably don't need me to tell you this. Another sign that your ex is miserable without you is if they're basically what you would call drifting. Okay, so what do I mean by drifting? This is going to take a little bit, so buckle up. But there was a personal development author named Napoleon Hill. He's very widely known in the personal development world. He wrote a book called Think and Grow Rich. And, pretty much anyone who's done personal development has read this book or heard about this book. But what you may not know is he actually wrote another book that was suppressed and hidden for, I think, like 70 years or something. And then a while back, it was actually finally released. It was called Outwitting the Devil, if you can see that right there. But this book is, believe it or not, weird. Yeah. Basically, this involves Napoleon Hill casting a spell to summon the devil. He then casts a binding spell on the devil and then coerces the devil to tell all of his secrets about success and failure, why some people succeed and why some people fail. Yeah, and it's just a dialogue between him and the devil about all of these sorts of things. You see, it's a dialogue there. But, yeah, really, really weird topic. It'd be like if you found out that, Tony Robbins was doing weird stuff like this. I don't believe that he is, but, you never know. It would be kind of surprising, shocking, very controversial. But anyway, I read this book, and one of the things that the devil says that causes people to fail in life is that they drift. They just sort of go with the flow of life. They're just sort of engaging in these shallow behaviors. They're just, I guess, back when this book was written, there wasn't a thing like smartphones and just zoning out on your phone and just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until your eyes fall out. But, if they're just doing stuff like that, if they're just watching TV or playing video games or doing things like that where they're not in control of their own life and they're just sort of letting someone else kind of pull the strings and they're just kind of going along with the flow, that is a sign that someone is not living their best life. they're not most likely super excited about their life, and they're not moving their life in a positive direction. Now, again, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with, doing things on your phone or playing video games once in a while or something like that. I think we all do that stuff from time to time. But if that is like the primary thing that they're doing, or they're just kind of like bouncing around from one zoning out activity to another zoning out activity to another zoning out activity, that's kind of a sign that they're not dealing with things in a very productive way, and they're probably also not living the life that they are most excited about living themselves. I know this can be a little bit weird, but if your ex is drifting, if they're just zoning out, doing shallow sorts of things, that is a sign that they're miserable without you, especially if all of this is just sort of like right after the breakup. By the way, if you want to know more about what your ex is thinking, what their experience is through this whole process, be sure to check out this video playlist up there where we kind of go into your ex's psychology, what they're thinking, and all of that. But anyway, tangent. Sign number 3 that your ex is miserable without you is that they are not living into their values. Now, maybe it's just me, but whenever I'm in a relationship with someone, I want to know who that person is, and I want to know what's important to them. And so I tend to have lots of conversations with them, like, hey, what's important to you about life? Or like, hey, if this like hypothetical situation happened, like, what would you want to do if like we didn't have to work for a living or something? What would you do with your time? And so I usually kind of figure out what the values are of the partners that I have. And I imagine you probably do something like that too, unless maybe I'm just a weirdo. I don't know. It seems like the kind of thing most people would do. I don't know. Leave a comment down below if like I'm just weird in that regard, or if you guys do that stuff too. But anyway, you should have a sense about what your partner's values are. And if you start to notice that they're not living congruently into those values after the breakup, and instead they're just doing things that aren't in alignment with the person that you know that they are, that's definitely a sign that they're miserable without you. Because obviously they have their own personal set of values, and unless those values have shifted for some reason, they're probably not feeling very good about themselves if they're not living congruently into those values. So that's definitely a sign that things aren't going super great. Sign number 4 that your ex is miserable without you is that they talk positively about your time together, either directly about like, yeah, we used to do this, or we did this that one time and that was great, or if they talk about the period of time and maybe things that were going on during that period of time when the two of you were together, but maybe not specifically about you. Like, oh yeah, back in 2000 whatever, when we were living in that place in Portland, Oregon, I used to really love going to see that one thing once in a while, and I'd go and do it. Obviously, I'm terrible at hypothetical things, but you get the idea, right? If they are anchoring positivity to a period of time in which the two of you were together, all well, their current reality is not so great. Maybe they're not in a good place for any number of reasons. That just shows that they're looking positively upon the time that the two of you had together, especially when they're in a not great place right now. And that just shows that there's kind of that juxtaposition of good times versus not so good times right now. And then sign number 5 that your ex is miserable without you is that they keep in contact with you, meaningful contact, not just surface level stuff, but meaningful kind of contact while they are in a rebound relationship with someone else. Now, obviously, if they're talking to you while they're in a relationship with someone else, that new relationship probably isn't going so well. This new rebound person is probably not going to be super excited to find out that your ex is talking to you, and they'd probably feel pretty insecure about it. So your ex might be intentionally doing that, or they might be kind of, keeping it secret or something like that. But, it's a major, major red flag. They're not in a great place right now, and they're kind of looking back nostalgically on your time together and seeing it in a positive light. So definitely keep that in mind. All right, so I hope this helped you out. I hope this helped to get some sort of clarity for you. If you do like what we're doing here, please, once again, make sure you give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and also subscribe to the channel as well. And there is that Facebook group down in the description box for this video. You're more than welcome to join if you like. If not, no worries. But if you do want to learn more about what your ex is thinking, what their experience is through this whole process, please check out this video series over here. or you might like this video right here. But once again, my name is Clay. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you're having a great day, and please take care, and I'll see you in the next video.